Alright, let's take a look at the filter panel. Now the filter panel is located here in the center of the content browser up near the top. It's this kind of light grayish area. And this is kind of an advanced search engine. It allows you to type in a name of something that you're looking for and then to narrow that down by selecting an object type or any potential tags. But let's take just a moment and let's go over the different options. So starting at the upper left corner of the panel, you've got kind of a collapse button. This allows you to make all the checkboxes disappear or reappear. If you just want to be able to type in a value and you don't want to mess with all these checkboxes, go ahead and hide them. It'll just mean you can see some more results. Now, moving to the right from here, we can control where we look for any string that's typed into the search line. So we can look inside the name of an object, inside the path, which will contain the package and group that object is located in. We can look through the tags, so any tags that have been applied to this object, and we'll actually talk more about tags later on when we get to the tags panel. We can also search through the different types of objects. Now, next to this, we have match any or match all. Now, you may already be used to options like this for a search engine, but let's just give a quick example. If we take a look just at some of the assets we have right here in front of us, we see Bio Rifle Fire Impact. It's a sound cue, and it's got several things. So let's come up here to our search line, and I'm going to type Bio Rifle, and then let's also type Impact as two separate words. Now, currently, I'm set to match any, so any assets that contain the word Bio Rifle or Impact are going to be listed here. So there's actually several of them. Now, if I set that to match all we get are those assets that have both of those words, being Bio Rifle and Impact. So it's really kind of a way to narrow things down, and you can determine which one is best for any given search that you're doing. Now, if you want to clear out anything you've typed, you've got a little tiny X button here inside the search line, and that'll just make that go away. Or any changes that you've made to the entire filter area can be wiped out by clicking the orange clear button. And once you click that, it'll go back to gray, and that just kind of resets your filter panel back to its defaults. Now, moving down to the next area, we have the status area. This allows us to say, all right, I only want to search through those objects that have had some sort of a tag applied, or objects that are untagged. Now, I have used untagged when I want to go through and just systematically make sure that everything gets a tag. It's a really handy way to do that. But by default, this is set to both, which makes it real easy to search through everything, whether it's tagged or not. Next, you have loaded, unloaded, and both. The cool thing about the content browser is that you can search for assets that aren't even loaded into memory yet. That's because the content browser operates off its own internal database. Now, you may be completely new to UDK, but if you're not, if you've actually edited using a previous version of Unreal Editor, you might remember all the way back to the generic browser. And when you were using the generic browser, which was before we had anything as cool as the content browser, you had to load a package into memory to be able to use the assets within it. And that's no longer the case. So that's one of the great things about the content browser, is that even unloaded assets are available to you. All you need to do is make sure that loaded and unloaded are both visible. Now, if you just want to look through what's loaded into memory, you can set that up. Or if you just want to see unloaded only, then you can do that as well. But generally, I leave this set to both. Now, next to this, we have object types. It's pretty straightforward if you take a look at the list. These are all the different types of assets that we could potentially take a look at in here. And here's some of our favorites. We have, now the favorites here, these are all defaults. I didn't set any of these up. We have things like sound cues, static meshes, particle systems, materials. But there's more than just these things. There are actually 41 separate types by default. If we come over to the All Types tab, you can see all these. And things like archetypes, decal materials, fonts, etc. and so forth. There's a big scrollable list of them. If you want, you can take any one of these and move them over to a favorite. So if you really like decal materials, you can right-click and add that to favorites. And now when you come over to favorites, there's decal materials. So you can, at any point, check that. So by all means, set this up to whatever your favorite objects happen to be. Now, next to this, you'll have any applicable tags for the type of object you have selected. So if I switch all, here's all of the different tags that have been applied to the assets that it found. If I switch to particle systems, that list is going to update to only the tags available on particle systems. And I can narrow down even further. So now I can say just explosion particle systems, and there we go. So these are all of the particle systems that have had the explosion tag applied to them. Now, even beyond that, we have another list of tags within that. We could say element fire. And so here are all of the particle systems that have the explosion tag and the element fire tag. So it really narrows things down very quickly without having to type anything. So that's just a really quick and dirty look at the filter panel. Very easy way to quickly narrow down exactly what it is you're looking for so that you can place it in your level, and that will wrap up this video.